Hi, I'm Michael and this is California. And today we got some great news from the Unemployment Administration about two big changes that could affect how much money folks are getting and how long folks can stay on unemployment. So today we're going to talk about who's going to get a little extra money as well as who can stay on unemployment a little bit longer. Now before we do that, if you like this information, if you find it interesting, you find it useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Okay, so let's start off talking about who is actually going to get more money on their unemployment. This is mainly centered around folks who are on a program called the PUA, the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program, which was authorized through the CARES Act. And what it did is it allowed folks who normally are not eligible for unemployment insurance, so folks who are self-employed, folks who are gig workers, or maybe people who have run out of their normal unemployment insurance, to continue applying and continue to get benefits during this lockdown as a result of the lockdown. And what it did initially was it gave folks a minimum of $160 per week unemployment benefit in addition to $600 for a specific period of time every single week. Now, for the current time frame, the Unemployment Administration, or EDD here in California, has announced that starting this week, they are going to start changing folks' weekly benefit based off what their income was for 2019 for those folks who are in the PUA. So, like I said, initially it was $167, and sometimes it's very difficult to figure out what the income of an unemployment or a self-employed person is just because they have varying incomes. And so the PUA said, okay, you got a minimum of $167, but starting this week, they're going to say, we're going to look at your records, we're going to look at in our government computer, figure out what your income was for 2019, and start basing that new weekly amount based off that amount from 2019. So right now at $167, folks that's set to someone whose income was around $17,000 for the full year, $17,368. Now, every dollar someone makes over that, it means that their unemployment benefit continues to go up. And so the maximum is at $450, and that's set to someone whose income was $46,696. So essentially, if you were self-employed and in 2019 you made $47,000 or more, then you should have actually received $450 per week. So what the EDD, or the Unemployment Administration here in California, is going to do is they're going to start adjusting folks' unemployment insurance checks every week to the amount that's associated with the income from last year. So if you made $47,000, you're going to get $450. Additionally, they're going to make that retroactive. So if you had been getting $167 for some previous weeks, any week you should have got the full $450, or whatever your amount should have been, is going to be paid back to you as well. So not only are you going to get the increased amount on your check every week, you're going to get a retroactive check for the weeks that you didn't get paid the amount that you should have, and you still get the $600 on top. So for those folks on the PUA, that should be some really great news, because there should be some extra money in their pockets when you're really going to need it. All right, so let's talk about who is going to get an extension on their unemployment benefits. So under the CARES Act, there's three provisions that got passed. First was for a stimulus check. Second, it was for the PUA, which we just talked about. And third is for the PUEC. So it's a Pandemic Unemployment Emergency Compensation. And really what that is for is to extend benefits for an additional 13 weeks for folks whose unemployment benefits are ending in the near future, and for folks whose unemployment benefits have ended already in the past. So it's going to be a two-phase rollout. And the first phase is going to start happening May 27th. That's this week, where the EDD is actually going to automatically re-enroll folks who are currently on unemployment, but whose benefits are going to be ending in the near future. So they're going to do that automatically, and those folks are going to receive a letter in the next 5 to 7 business days after it happens, indicating that they need to recertify. The second phase is going to be for folks whose unemployment actually previously ended all the way back to July of 2018. So if someone's unemployment ended previously and then they are still unemployed, they're actually going to be able to reapply even if they already exhausted their 26 weeks of eligibility. So they can reapply and get the additional 13 weeks as well under this new PUEC program. This is really a great step for unemployment. I think it's the right move for a couple of reasons. First of which is because California is a little late to get out of the lockdown. In fact, we're still on lockdown here while a lot of other states are not. And so what that means is there's still going to be a lot of folks who can't go back to work even if they wanted to. And the reality is once a lockdown stops, it's not going to be instantaneous. People aren't going to go back out to restaurants and bars and businesses instantaneous. It's going to take a while, and it might even take up until the point where there is a viable vaccine. So ensuring that folks who are on unemployment continue to get some money to help them survive is really the right move. And 13 weeks seems about right. They can always extend it, right, if it's definitely necessary. So I think it's the right move overall, and I hope that you see that some of the other benefits that have been extended that are going to have deadlines in the near future, in June sometime, hopefully those get extended as well. Thank you so much for watching our video. I hope that you found it interesting or useful or helpful. And if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can get updates when our newest and most informative videos become available. Also, if you have any comments, you have any questions, leave them down below. We love to see your comments and questions, and we'll be happy to make a new video or a new post to answer them as soon as we can. Now, finally, we here at California, we know health insurance. So whether it's private health insurance or Medicaid or Medicare or Medi-Cal or health insurance for a small group or even Covered California, we know health insurance. And we can walk you through all those different plans and options that are available, because I know it can be very confusing coming out of your work insurance and having to find private health insurance, or if you're turning 65 and trying to figure out what your Medicare options are. We can walk you through that process, help you look at the plans, and help you figure out which benefits and costs fit your needs best. So if you have questions about that, obviously leave that down in the comments as well. We're happy to answer those questions as well. Now, other than that, I am Michael, and this is California, wishing you a happy, healthy day.